Open your freezer right now and tell me what's in it. If you're like most people, it's a bag of freezer-burned peas, half a loaf of bread, and some ice cream. You're paying to run that thing 24 hours a day, and it's sitting there half empty. Meanwhile, the freezer aisle at the store is happy to fill the gap. $4 for one burrito, $5 for a bag of rice you could have cooked yourself for 40 cents. They're not selling you food, they're selling you your own labor back with a markup. So today I'm counting down 15 groceries that turn into a month of real suppers in your freezer. Not buy chicken breasts, you already know that one. And honestly, it's not even the best one. Some of these you've probably never thought to freeze at all. And number one costs about $1.50 a pound and covers 4 different suppers by itself. So stay for that. Let's go. Number 15, a big stack of tortillas. Tortillas freeze beautifully, and here's what that means. Burrito day. Once a month, I make a pan of filling beans, rice, a little meat, cheese, roll 2 dozen burritos, wrap them, and freeze them. 90 seconds in the microwave, and that's lunch. The store wants $3 or $4 for one frozen burrito. Mine cost maybe 60 cents each, and I know what's in them. If a tortilla comes out of the freezer a little dry, damp paper towel, few seconds of heat, good as new. Number 14, and this one changed how I cook more than anything else on this list. A whole bag of onions, not frozen raw, cooked down first. One afternoon, chop the whole bag, cook them low and slow in a big skillet with a little fat until they're soft and golden, then freeze them in an ice cube tray. Pop the cubes into a bag. Now, every soup, every gravy, every skillet supper for the next month starts with the slowest part already done. Drop in 2 cubes and you're 20 minutes ahead. That's the real trick with a freezer. You're not just freezing food, you're freezing time. Number 13, tomato paste. Every recipe on earth calls for 1 tablespoon and the can holds 6. So the rest goes fuzzy in the back of the fridge and you throw it out, which means you've been buying tomato paste your whole life and using 1/6 of it. Spoon the leftovers out in tablespoon blobs on wax paper. Freeze them solid, bag them. Drop one straight into the pot frozen. That's it. Stop throwing away food you paid for. Number 12, rice. Cooked rice freezes almost perfectly, and hardly anybody knows it. Cook a big pot, spread it out to cool it down fast. Don't let it sit warm on the counter half the day. That's how people get sick off rice. Then portion it into bags. Press them flat and freeze. Flat bags stack like books and thaw in no time. The store sells little steam-in-the-pouch rice packets for $2, $3 a piece. That's rice and water, friend. You just made 10 of them for the price of one. By the way, methods like these, I've got a whole book of them. Every trick I use to run this house for less, all written down in one place. It's on my website, the link's right below the video. Go grab it if you want it. I won't bring it up again. Number 11, buttermilk. You bought a carton for 1 biscuit recipe and the rest is sitting there going nowhere. Sound familiar? Freeze it in ice cube trays, bag the cubes. It'll keep about 3 months and it thaws a little separated looking, which is fine. Shake it, bake with it. Same goes for regular milk if you catch it on markdown. Frozen buttermilk means Saturday pancakes and biscuits whenever you please, without buying a fresh carton every time. And while we're on pancakes, make a double batch. Freeze the extras flat, then stack them in a bag. They go straight into the toaster on a school morning. The freezer aisle charges a shameful amount for a box of 8 pancakes. You know how much flour costs. Number 10, a big block of cheese, whenever it's on a real sale. Now, honest words, a block frozen whole comes out crumbly. It'll still melt fine, but it won't slice pretty. So grate it first. Grated cheese freezes with almost no complaint, and you can scoop it frozen right onto a casserole. Cheese is one of the priciest things in the cart. Buying it on sale and banking it in the freezer is one of the easiest wins on this whole list. Number 9, and this one surprises people every time, eggs. When eggs drop in price and around here, they swing wild, buy extra. Crack them, whisk them, freeze them in a muffin tin, 2 eggs per cup, then bag the frozen pucks. They keep for months and they scramble and bake just fine. Never freeze them in the shell, they'll crack and make a mess. Better yet, make a batch of breakfast sandwiches. Baked egg, cheese, English muffin, wrap, and freeze. The gas station wants $5 for that sandwich. Number 8, bell peppers, in season, which is right now, end of summer, when they're 4 for a couple dollars instead of $2 a piece in January. Here's the good news. Peppers and onions need no blanching, no fussing. Slice them raw, bag them together, press flat, freeze. That's a fajita night, a sausage and peppers night, an omelet all waiting. You're buying January's vegetables at August prices. That's the whole game. Number 7. The brown bananas on the clearance rack. The store practically pays you to take them, peel them, freeze them, whole or in chunks. That's banana bread, that's smoothies, and here's my favorite: frozen bananas run through a blender, turn into something you'd swear was soft serve ice cream. The kids don't know the difference, and I'm not telling them. Same idea works for any fruit on its last day. The clearance rack isn't sad food. It's food that needs a freezer, and you've got one. We're about halfway, and everything so far has been pieces the parts of meals. The back half is where whole suppers start coming out of that freezer and where the real grocery money gets saved. Stick with me. Number 6, ground beef. But here's the part people miss. Don't freeze it raw in the package. Cook it first. Brown 4 or 5 pounds at once with some of those onions. Season it plain, just salt, drain it, and freeze it flat in meal-sized bags. Raw beef in the freezer is still a whole chore waiting for you. Cooked beef is tacos in 10 minutes. It's spaghetti sauce, chili, sloppy joes, a casserole, 5 different suppers off one Sunday's browning, and because you left the seasoning plain, it goes any direction you point it. Cook once, eat all month. That's this whole video in 4 words. Number 5, a bag of dried beans. $2 for the bag. And I know why you don't buy it. Nobody wants to remember to soak beans at 10 in the morning for supper at 6. So don't do it for one supper. Do it once for the month. Cook the whole pot, then freeze the beans in 2-cup portions in their own cooking liquid. That liquid is flavored. Don't you dare pour it out. 2 cups is about what a can holds, so any recipe that calls for a can of beans, you're covered at 1/3 of the price. Less salt and better beans. One $2 bag becomes the backbone of chili, soup, burritos, beans, and cornbread. That's real money over a year. Number 4, the free grocery bones. Every time you roast a chicken or cook anything on the bone, that carcass is a grocery you already paid for. Keep a bag in the freezer and toss bones in as you go. Vegetable ends too. When the bag's full, simmer it all in a pot of water for an afternoon, strain it, and freeze the broth, some in 2-cup bags for soup, some in ice cubes for gravies and rice. Broth at the store runs $3–4 a carton, and it's mostly water with a picture of a farm on it. Yours costs nothing and tastes like something. Number 3, and this one's for right now, this very week, sweet corn. It is dirt cheap at every farm stand in the country at this moment. And in February, it'll be a sad, expensive memory. Buy a couple dozen ears. Blanch them quick, a few minutes in boiling water, then straight into ice water, cut the kernels off, and freeze them flat in bags. Come winter, that's corn chowder. That's a side dish. And it will taste like August because it was August when it went in. Whatever's cheap and in season where you live, this is the move. The freezer is how you buy food when it's cheap and eat it when it's not. Number 2, bread, specifically the day-old bakery rack. Loaves for $1 that were $3 yesterday. And here's the thing, bread freezes better than almost anything. Slice it first so you can pull out just what you need. But don't stop at sandwich bread. $1 loaf of French bread, split, spread with butter and garlic, wrapped and frozen, that's garlic bread, waiting for any pasta night. And the freezer aisle charges $4 for the same thing. Thick slices dipped in egg and frozen. French toast sticks. They sell those too, in a colorful box, at about 10 times the price of stale bread and an egg. And the truly dead loaves become breadcrumbs. Nothing on that rack is past saving. Which brings us to number 1, the pork shoulder. Not chicken breasts. Everybody tells you chicken breasts, and they're fine. But pound for pound, this is the best meat deal in the store. $1.50 a pound most weeks, cheaper on sale. Here's what I do with one $8, $10 roast. Sunday, it goes in the slow cooker with salt, pepper, and onions. That's it. Keep it plain. Same reason as the beef. Sunday supper is pork roast night. Then I shred every bit of what's left and freeze it flat in 4 bags, with a ladle of the cooking juice in each one so it never dries out. Those 4 bags become 4 different suppers across the month. One meets barbecue sauce and buns. One meets those frozen peppers and tortillas and becomes tacos. One goes into a pot with the frozen beans and broth for soup. One lands on rice with whatever sauce the family's asking for. Nobody eats leftovers. They eat 4 meals that don't resemble each other. And the stove did the work while I did something else. One cheap roast, one appliance, 5 suppers. That's number 1, and it earns it. Now let me say the quiet part plain, because it's the reason nobody taught you any of this. Every single thing on this list has a version in the freezer aisle. The burritos, the rice pouches, the pancakes, the breakfast sandwiches, the garlic bread, the French toast sticks, the pulled pork in the plastic tub. Walk that aisle and look at it. Honestly, it's your own cooking, done in a factory, sold back to you at 5 and 10 times the cost of the ingredients. There's no crime in it, but understand what you're buying. You're not buying food you couldn't make. You're buying the 20 minutes it takes to make it. And a company whose whole business is selling you those 20 minutes is never, ever going to hand you a video like this one. There's no money in a full freezer they didn't fill. A few housekeeping things before you go, because they matter. Label everything bag, marker, what it is, the date, because I promise you that in 3 months you cannot tell chili from spaghetti sauce through frosted plastic. Press your bags flat before they freeze. Flat bags stack, thaw fast, and waste no space. Thaw in the fridge overnight, not on the counter. And most things are at their best within about 3 months. So eat from the freezer, don't just admire it. Here's your first step, and it's the easiest thing in this whole video. Tonight, whatever you're already cooking, double it and put half in the freezer before anybody sits down to eat. Don't announce it, just do it. In 2 weeks of that, you'll have a shelf of suppers you barely noticed making, and the first tired Tuesday you pull one out instead of ordering pizza, you'll understand. Now tell me in the comments, what's the one thing you freeze that nobody else seems to know about? Every time I make one of these lists, somebody down there teaches me something, and I read every one. Next time, I'm showing you what I do with all of this the week before school starts. A month of lunches for less than most families spend in a week. You'll want that one. I'll see you then.